schedule with our next guest. Jeannie, would you like to introduce or do you want me to?
I can, no problem. I
All
believe
right.
that the next one up is someone I mentioned in the chat.
Yes.
So, but also someone that Steve brought up for us, but we're going to talk a little bit more about her and her contribution to the literature world with her own book. And I have it right here that I can show that this one is a Poe inspiration. It's called Jacaranda Street. Tell me
Right.
if I said
That's
it
correct.
correct. So Miss Sherrill Joseph is joining us, and like I just showed you, she's a fellow author, and so she's going to give us a little bit more information about her and what the series is. I don't want to talk about the series itself, just that this one was Poe inspired. So Cheryl will give us more on that, and she's going to be regaling us with her own poem during this time, and I'm looking forward to that. And I'm not even going to try to say what you wrote of the actual name. The subtitle is Death is Not the End. So without further ado, Cheryl, please take it away.
Well, thank you both, Carmen and Jeannie. I am so happy to be here today with this wonderful Poe community. I have been a part of, excuse me, I've been a part of this community now for a few months. I met Jeannie and Carmen through Holly, actually, at Poe Fest last year when my book, Jacaranda Street Gravestone Image, I was one of the winners of the Saturday Visitor Award. So I was so thrilled. And that's where I met Steve and so many wonderful people in this community. Um, yeah, this is my book, Jacaranda Street Gravestone Image. It's book 5 in my series, and it's a book for kids and young adults. And I wanted kids to know about Poe. I didn't find out about Poe until I was in college, and I didn't want that to happen to children of today. So I wrote this book about Poe. It's actually a mystery, a present day mystery wrapped around elements of Edgar Allan Poe. And as I got about halfway through this book, excuse me, I realized that I needed to write a poem that was Poe-esque. And so that's what I'm about to read to you. We have Mr. Poe here, and we have his raven here to assist. Here we go. Mors non est finalis, or death is not the end. Vines of mist up my heart creeping, into my love's fresh grave seeping. Vile full moonlight bestows false cheer, when shadows are what those left crave. Now yew trees shelter my Lenore, their branches flapping most unkind, by wind-borne ghosts slapping dead leaves and lonely souls less brave. Shall I be a slave forever, sorry, lovesick wretch at her grave? Nothing else for one depraved. But no, that path I shall not pave. But in brooding, no more weeping, I must recall her oft saying, giving strength to assist and save. Death, thou canst not destroy our lives, since many gifts we leave behind. Our good works shine eternal light, sparkling legacies we engraved upon the hearts of those we touched and whose many sins we forgave. Ah, immortal now, not knave. And there you have it.
Nice. Woo woo, yeah.
That was
Thank you.
great.
Thank
Yes.
you. Thank
Love
you.
it.
It
Yeah.
definitely has that Poe-esque to it. So
Yes.
I tried.
Oh, you did. You nailed it. It was great. It was absolutely wonderful. So, Cheryl, what have you got in the works for your books coming up?
Well, right now, my seventh book in the series is with the editor.
Mhm.
It's called Macadamia Street Hidden Skeleton,
Ooh,
and it has a pirate theme to it. It's
fun.
set in Cornwall, in Penzance, in fact, of course. And it's coming out on National Talk Like a Pirate Day, which is September 19th.
Awesome. That's perfect.
So
Yes, and so, oh, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
I
Go
was going
ahead.
to say, in my series, I call them mysteries with a twist of history because I'm trying to teach kids history in a fun way. I used to be a teacher. I'm a retired teacher of 35 years, and my kids really liked history, but not all kids do. And
Mhm.
so I wanted to present some things that I think are interesting in history, such as Edgar Allan Poe in an entertaining way with a mystery wrapped around it. So that's where I'm coming from.
Yep.
Yes. And I
It's
I love that because I know Jeannie and I have both taught history, and when you can
mhm,
bring things to life, and
Mhm.
really to me, when you're telling history, it's almost bringing in some imagery, and you can make some like real world connections. Kids love it. They absolutely love it.
What I'm trying to do. Absolutely.
Well, you're doing a
yep.
fantastic job because Jacaranda Street was amazing. Loved it.
Well, thank you so much. Yeah,
And then we have a couple on chat here.
okay.
I
Hey.
just didn't want to interrupt you real quick
Oh,
before we have to jump off, but I want to tell you this. Steve says the poem starts out very Poe-like with
uh-huh.
hopelessness and darkness, but it
Right.
seems to get more hopeful as it moves on. He said, is that a fair interpretation?
That's an absolute dead on interpretation because, yeah, when I was researching Poe, I felt so sorry for him. I wanted to
Mhm.
go back in time and like become his coffee buddy, you know.
Yes.
Take him,
Yeah, he
like
needed a
meet him at
friend.
the coffee shop, not the bar, but the coffee shop every morning, you know, and talk with him. I mean, I felt so terribly for him, and because he was so burdened by his inner demons,
Mhm.
and I've often waited for him to end something in a positive, uplifting way. And of course, his works don't tend to because he had so many heartaches in his life. So this poem starts out like that, where I'm like at the grave and I'm weeping over the death of my loved one. And then I decide, you know what? I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm going to remember what that person told me. That person told me that think about the things we left behind for our
Mhm.
loved ones and take that into your heart and let that be joyful. Let my memory be joyful because that's my legacy. That's my immortality. That's why death is not the end. And
Yes.
so that's what the poem was trying to do. So right on, Steve, you nailed that. Yeah, the first one is kind of brooding, and the second one is, I hope, optimistic.
Yeah, we need some optimism in life.
We
And then
certainly do.
Sharon Michaelov
Oh, yeah.
says, this was great, Cheryl, and I'm really looking forward to the next book.
Thank you, Sharon. Sharon and I are members of Blackbird Writers.
Ooh,
Our slogan is we bring mystery and mayhem to the world.
I love
absolutely.
that. That's awesome.
Awesome.
There are
Mystery and
20,
mayhem is my good things. Okay.
there are 24 plus one of us Blackbirds. And we're just a really wonderful supportive group. And Sharon is always in there making wonderful comments to me. And Sharon, I really appreciate you attending today and everyone out there attending. It's very heartwarming that I mean, almost 200 years later, we're uplifting Poe. You know, this is just
No,
amazing.
it is. I really don't think there's any other writers that maybe get this much attention. It,
Right.
there's some phenomenal writers from the
Yes,
past, but
Mhm.
I don't know, Poe just kind of takes it all.
he does. Talk about immortality.
Yes.
On Earth. He's achieved that.
Yeah.
He certainly
Yeah,
has. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And it's kind of like we're trying to give him his happy ending that he didn't have in life. So
Yes.
exactly.
that's good. And then
Yes.
Wayne says, "Well done, Cheryl. Bravo." He
Thank
enjoyed
you,
that.
Wayne. I appreciate that. Thanks.
Absolutely. Yeah,
We
Cheryl.
enjoyed it too. Thanks, Cheryl.
Yes, thank you so much
It's
for
great.
You're
joining
welcome.
us. This was amazing. And
Mhm.
because we love to read Poe's works, but we love to hear Poe-esque works done by modern writers. And it adds so much to the influence that Poe has had on everyone that loves him. So
Yeah.
I
Which
agree.
is why we're having the poetry contest
Yes.
that's Poe-esque. So
Thank you. Thank you.
that's
Thank you.
wonderful. Thank you. Thank you.
thank you. And I'm sure we will be in touch soon
Mhm.
and
Yes.
talk to you soon. All right.
Yes.
Yep.
Bye-bye. Thanks.
Bye-bye. All right. So our
Mhm.
next guest is returning from
Yeah.
earlier today, and that is
Love that, Cheryl.
I
I love her little raven and Poe. It's so cute. Sorry.
know, I know. It's awesome.